Lesson 71, we're going to look at quadratic equations. Now, we've previously seen equations like this, and we have used completing the square in past lessons. Well, there's actually another way to do it, and it's a little bit more fun, and it's called the quadratic equation. And so the quadratic equation is, and it actually has a little jingle to it, so I'm going to sing it for you because it's going to help you remember it. And it goes like this. X equals negative, oh, messed it up. Hold on. Messed up my jingle. It's x equals negative b plus or minus the square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, that's a jingle. X equals negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And so there it is. Now let's try to put this into action here. We have a b, a, and c. Well, in order to use the quadratic equation, we have to first get it in the descending order of x squared, x, and no x. So right now we have that, 3x squared minus 2x plus 5. So once we have it to that point, whatever number is with the x squared, that is our a. So in this case, a is 3. Whatever number is with the x is b. So in this case, it would be negative 2, and then c would be 5. So that's how you, and then you just plug it in. So negative b, well, b is negative 2. So technically, it's x equals negative 2, plugged in for b, plus or minus square root b squared. So negative 2, we always plug in with parentheses, negative 2 squared, b squared, minus 4 times a, 3, times c, 5, all over 2 times a, 3, and then from there we can solve. So I'll solve really quick. That'd be 2 plus or minus, that'd be a positive 4 minus negative 12 times 5, negative 60, all over 6. 4 minus 60 is negative 56. So we change that to the negative has to be taken out, so that's 56i. All right, that's not a perfect square, but I'm going to factor the 56. We have 8 and 7, 2 and 4, 2 and 2, there's a pair. So 2 radical 14 replaces the radical 56i. Hopefully we know that, how to do all that by now. 2 radical 14i. Okay? Now from this point we can see if we can reduce. 2 over 6 and 2 over 6 can both reduce. This is the same as saying 2 plus or minus 2 radical 14i, that over 6, that over 6. So that reduces to 1. You can do it either way, doesn't matter. So that reduces to 1/3 plus or minus radical 14i over 3. And that equals x. I don't think we can go any further, so yep, that is the answer. So that's how you do a quadratic equation. We'll look at one more. Same thing here, except let me make sure I have the problem written down correctly. Oh, my bad. Wrong problem. X squared equals 3x, and the wrong problem written down, plus 28. Okay, so now it's given us a problem where it's not in descending order like we had here. Got a glare, try to get rid of the glare. It'll be under it in a second. Okay, anyways. So what we have to do first is get it in descending order. So we're going to subtract 3x and subtract 28 to get x squared minus 3x minus 28 equals 0. And then we have it in that form. And from there we use our quadratic equation. So our a is going to be just be 1, b is going to be -3, and c is going to be -28. Plug it in. X equals -b, so that's -3 plus or minus square root. If you know the formula, it's really easy. You just plug in a, b, and c. b is -3 squared minus 4 times a is 1. I'll just, yeah, sure. C is 28 all over 2 times 1. And try to mental math this. 3 plus or minus -3 squared is 9. -4 times 28. Put that in a calculator. 4 times 28 is -112 all over 2. And then 9 minus 112. Oh, my bad. There's a -28, making that a positive 112. Whoops. So 9 plus 112 is radical 121. So we got 3 plus or minus radical 121 all over 2. Well, once you get to this point, remember, all this equals x. So we actually have a problem we can solve here. And so square root of 121 is 11. So I'm going to replace that with 11. And really we have two equations here. We have 3 plus 11 divided by 2 and 3 minus 11 divided by 2. So I'm going to separate those. I'm going to take this one out. And we're just going to solve for both of those. So x is going to have two answers. 3 plus 11 is 14 divided by 2. That's 7. 3 minus 11 is -8 divided by 2, -4. So x would then equal 7 and -4. So if we get no imaginary numbers and no radical, or all the radicals are perfect square roots, you can solve. And that's how you do quadratic equation.